Deep dive on PR Genius.
Okay, let's unpack this. You've sent over a fascinating piece, a transcript from a 1988 Soviet television YouTube upload. It's called Yukameya Kukyu Yumero.
Right. Million Adventures. Island of the Rusty General.
Exactly. It looks like a scene from a children's sci-fi film, and our mission here really is to dig into the interesting tech and the somewhat chaotic situation it presents.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable how quickly this scene throws you into a very advanced future.
Yeah.
I mean, almost straight away, we bump into domestic biological robots.
Yeah, biorobots.
Yeah, this family, the Seleznyovs, they have one. It's taking instructions, doing chores, And then space travel is just mentioned like it's routine news. A ship, Sirius 9, casually breaks the light barrier near Pluto. Like, no big deal.
Just another Tuesday near Pluto.
Pretty much. Yeah. And then there's this detail about a fifth dragon brought from Aldebaran. It really paints a picture of a vastly expanded world.
Totally. This isn't your, standard sci-fi fare. We're dropped right into a reality where these biorobots are basically household appliances, interstellar travels on the evening news, and apparently bringing dragons back from other star systems is a thing. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Okay.
The core plot point, it seems, is this discovery of a 100-year-old stash of combat robots on an island called Juarez.
Combat robots from a century ago.
Yeah. Apparently some half-crazy millionaire named Anderson ordered these things, but then, he died before whatever plan he had came together.
Ah, the classic eccentric millionaire trope.
Totally. And the robots were just forgotten in a ruined mine until archaeologists literally stumbled upon them.
What's quite striking there is the immediate presence of a kind of technological archaeology.
Yeah.
You've got this super advanced present rubbing up against relics of a less sophisticated but still pretty ambitious past.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And the idea of a secret project from way back then suddenly causing trouble. It's a classic sci-fi setup, isn't it? Yeah. That half-crazy millionaire bit, it hints at, unregulated tech development maybe.
Right.
Even in this advanced society.
And the first plan for these outdated 20th century robots was so mundane. Just melt them down for scrap.
Makes sense. What else would you do?
Right. They even got as far as loading them onto a barge. But naturally, things take a sharp left turn. We hear this barge got caught in a storm, and now the robots they're missing.
Gone. Just gone.
It's almost darkly funny how a simple disposal job just escalates into a potential major problem so fast.
Well, it immediately makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why are these old robots considered such a concern? I mean, in a world with biorobots and FTL travel,
right?
What could these 100-year-old machines actually do that's so dangerous? Maybe it's not their raw power, but their programming. Or maybe someone else could use them.
Exactly. That's the question. Because this disappearance kicks off this whole chain of chaotic events. There's a search for these rogue robots, and it seems a young girl, Elisa Seleznyova.
The daughter from the family with the biorobot.
Yeah, seems like it. She might somehow be mixed up in it. We hear mentions of a spy and even a hostage.
Okay, so it's definitely escalated beyond lost scrap metal.
Way beyond, which suggests these old machines, or maybe someone controlling them, could be a real threat. And then there's this other detail. A biorobot Baba Yaga.
A biorobot? What a Baba Yaga? Like the witch from folklore.
Apparently, and something about a state of alarm. The whole spy and hostage thing definitely cranks up the tension. But a biorobot Baba Yaga, that's just such a bizarre and intriguing mix of folklore and future tech.
That Baba Yaga detail is fascinating, isn't it? It suggests a really interesting intersection of advanced technology, these deep cultural stories. Why build a robot based on her?
Right, entertainment, some practical purpose we don't get.
Or maybe it just reflects how comfortable they are integrating even, scary figures from the past into their tech. But the fact that it triggers an alarm implies it's not just some friendly domestic model, right?
Good point. Not just a storytelling bot. And we also catch glimpses of some other really interesting tech pieces. There's a minimizer, shrinks stuff 52 times.
Wow.
And a maximizer does the opposite, enlarges by the same factor, plus a camouflage suit.
Okay, standard sci-fi.
But wait, it doesn't just make you invisible, it also detects radiation and has a device for human recharging.
Human recharging? What does that even mean?
I know, right? But this whole technological backdrop is so crucial for understanding the potential stakes here. These devices alone, the minimizer, the maximizer, they introduce huge unpredictability.
Oh, absolutely. Think about the minimizer and maximizer. On one hand, imagine construction or medicine. incredible precision.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, theft, espionage,
Yeah.
or just accidents. If those things fell into the wrong hands, it's significant.
Definitely. And the suit, detecting radiation suggests environmental hazards are still a thing, even with all the advanced tech.
And that human recharging,
Mm-hmm.
it could imply maybe they rely on personal energy management
Mm.
or a quick way to recover from extreme effort. It raises questions about work, personal limits, stuff like that.
It really does. And through the whole transcript, there's this real sense of like confusion and urgency. People are scrambling. Where's Elisa? What do we do about these escaped robots?
Yeah, lots of questions, not many answers.
And who are these shady figures? There's someone called Cochet.
Cochet, like Cochet the Deathless, another folklore figure.
Seems like it. And we also get these little mentions of a film production. They were making Little Red Riding Hood, apparently, and Elisa was supposed to be in it.
So she's an actress.
Looks like it. Which adds this whole other layer, doesn't it? This young girl in a fairy tale film suddenly maybe caught up in a real-world robot crisis. It's such a compelling contrast.
Yeah, that layering is pretty effective for building intrigue. You've got the, innocent world of a kid's film bumping up against real danger, missing robots, spies, this Cochet character. And using Cochet, another figure from Russian folklore, it really hammers home that blend of the traditional and the futuristic we saw with Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, is Cochet here also some kind of tech thing?
Yeah.
Or just a regular bad guy in this advanced world?
Good question. So, okay, stepping back. What does this all mean for you, the learner? This little snippet is from a children's film, right?
Yeah.
But it actually gives a surprisingly detailed glimpse into, well, the imaginative possibilities of future tech.
Definitely.
And maybe more importantly, the idea that even seemingly obsolete tech can come back and cause major problems.
Oh, yeah.
The rapid-fire introduction of everything biorobots, interstellar travel, shrink rays, hidden old combat bots. It paints a world just brimming with both amazing potential and unexpected dangers.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture for you, the listener, that central conflict, right?
Sure.
A simple disposal task spirals into a missing kid, a state of alert, shady figures.
Yeah.
It really underscores how easily things can go sideways, doesn't it? Even when the plan seems simple. It's a reminder, maybe unintentional, about the complexity of managing tech legacies and anticipating risks.
And the minimizer and maximizer, their potential for being incredibly helpful or totally chaotic. It really drives home that point about powerful tech needing serious thought and control.
Exactly.
It's not just about inventing cool stuff. You've got to think through the consequences, put safeguards in place. It's essential.
And what's really thought-provoking here for you is how much this resonates with discussions today about emerging tech, right? AI, biotech.
Totally.
This film, from 1988, it touches on that timeless challenge, balancing innovation with responsibility, grappling with those inevitable unintended consequences.
And that contrast you mentioned, the super advanced setting versus the almost comical bits like the biorobot Baba Yaga or maybe malfunctioning wolf robots from the movie within the movie.
Yeah, the Little Red Riding Hood filming.
Right. It adds this layer of unpredictability. It makes you wonder, like, even in a future packed with mind-blowing tech, is plain old human error or just unexpected glitches still going to be the biggest factor?
Murphy's Law in the 22nd century.
Exactly. It's like even in utopia, things can still go wrong in weird ways.
Well, that blend of high-tech sophistication and almost slapstick absurdity probably makes it more engaging too, especially for kids, right?
Yeah.
It suggests even in the future, there's room for humor and the kind of mishaps that happen with complex systems and human mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, just the fact that this whole thing comes from a piece of children's entertainment from the late Soviet era, that gives us this fascinating little window, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. To the technological anxieties, but also the aspirations of that specific time and place.
What did the creators imagine? What were the challenges, the wonders of the future they saw? And maybe the most interesting part for us, how do those visions stack up against the realities we're dealing with today?
That's definitely something to chew on.
Yeah.
Indeed. This seemingly lighthearted piece actually opens up a pretty rich line of inquiry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Into cultural views on technology back then. It prompts you, the listener, to think about what hopes and fears were projected onto the future.
Right.
And how those stories maybe still shape how we think about tech progress and its potential problems even now. Maybe that fifth dragon from Aldebaran was all about boundless optimism.
Oh, I wonder.
While those 100-year-old rogue robots embodied the more grounded anxieties, the unknown consequences, just building stuff.
Deep dive on PR Genius.